Welcome everyone. Today is a very special day, and on behalf of the entire Velixo team, I would like to thank you for attending this webinar. We have a large crowd with us today, over 300 registrations from all around the globe. United States, Canada, France, England, South Africa, Namibia, Singapore, even people from Australia and New Zealand. A very special welcome to all our customers who are staying up late at night or joining very early to attend this webinar. This is the second time we're doing a special launch event, and I can say with total confidence that this is by far the biggest webinar that I've ever done. I'll be joined today by two all-star players from the Velixo team, Pavel Kabir and Ari Lewis. Pavel will be presenting some of the new features in Velixo 6, and Ari will be there throughout this session for the Q&As and questions that might come from the audience. Before we get started, a few important housekeeping items. Yes, you will be getting the slides that we are presenting today by email. The recording will also be posted to our YouTube channel in the next 24 hours. Please subscribe to Velixo on YouTube if you haven't done so already. There's lots of additional content for you. If you have questions, please use the QA button at any time. If possible, me, Pavel, or Ari will answer by chat, or we will use the time that we have left at the end of the presentation to cover additional questions. Also, we're always trying to improve, so please do not hesitate to share your feedback on this webinar or make product suggestions. Our webinars always bring a fair amount of people who are not yet familiar with Velixo, and I'd like to take just a few minutes to get everyone up to speed. Velixo brings the power of Acumatica to Excel by letting you create live reports that can be refreshed in a single click with full drill down and right back to Acumatica. Users love it because of the flexibility of Excel and the power that it puts in their non-IT hands. It's a must-have for any business running Acumatica, and our unlimited users licensing model means it is an affordable solution that takes just a few minutes to deploy. Instant ROI. I'm sure that everyone on the call today is an Excel user, and good news, this means that you already know how to use Velixo. So I would just like to take 3-4 minutes to show you how simple it is. I will switch to Excel and show you what we have in the Excel menu bar. As you can see, there's a new menu called Acumatica. It's impossible to miss. I just opened a blank spreadsheet that I will be using to build a very simple trial balance using Velixo. I have 3 columns: my account code, my account name, and my account balance. Let's go ahead and click the Insert Chart of Accounts button in the Acumatica toolbar. This will bring up my entire Acumatica chart of accounts in column A. If I click on cell A4, you will notice that there's a function called Expand Account Range. This is one of the special functions that Velixo adds to Excel and that allows you to access Acumatica data. The functions that we have are very simple to use, and we're going to use another function right now to retrieve the account name from Acumatica. So let's type equal account name and my account code. As soon as I press enter and copy this down, you will see that Excel shows me the name of all my GL accounts. Now let's do the same thing for the account balance. And as you might have guessed already, we're going to use another function to retrieve the current balance. So let's go ahead and type equal account ending balance, and then simply follow the instructions on screen. I simply need to pick my ledger, my account code, and my financial period. That's it. Excel now shows us the current balance of the selected account for the period that we have right here. Let's copy this down and we're done. So it's that simple. I just finished building a trial balance using Velixo, and I can now share this report with other users. And I can refresh this report at any point in time if I want to see up-to-date data by clicking Refresh All. Everything is also completely live. So if I want to look at a different financial period, I can change it here. And I can even copy paste my column to compare my actuals with my ledger, my actuals with my budget by simply changing the ledger from actual to budget. Everything updates and recalculates in real time. Everything works just like Excel because it is Excel. So everything that you already know as an Excel user applies to the different functions and formulas that I'm showing you right now. Thanks to Velixo, it's possible to build any type of reports. Let me just take another file to show you what's possible. I will log in. So very important, you always need to use your Acumatica username and password to access and refresh the reports. And this brings up another example that we created using Velixo. So profit and loss, income statements, if you want to create dashboards, charts, budgets, everything is possible by using Velixo. If you want to watch a full demonstration of the product, I would invite you to visit our website at velixo.com. You can also register for a private one-on-one demonstration, and I'll be happy to walk you through Velixo. Before we jump into the main topic of this webinar, I wanted to give everyone an update on Velixo. 2020 was another very exciting year, packed with growth and recognition. Velixo is by far the most popular and top-rated solution on the Acumatica marketplace. We now have over 400 customers on 5 continents. To support our growth, 2 new employees joined us recently, and additional hires are planned for 2021. I am grateful to all our customers, partners, and employees for their support and for making Velixo a success. And if I may, I have a favor to ask everyone. Please review Velixo online and share your feedback on the product. I placed 2 addresses, 2 URLs on my screen, velixo.com/review. And you can also go to g2.com for another website where you can leave a review of Velixo. So this helps spread the message out about Velixo, and in turn allows us to invest more in the product and deliver a solution that is even better for you. We pride ourselves on continually advancing our product, making your job easier, and helping you make better business decisions. Each evolution of Velixo brings new features that maximize the power of Excel and increases the ease of reporting. Today, we are here to present you some of the top features in our new version, Velixo Reports 6. Velixo 6 brings a metric ton of improvements in 3 broad areas: supercharging report distribution, enabling reports that are more dynamic than ever, and adding a whole new dimension of flexibility to your reporting. To show you what's new in Velixo 6, I would like to invite Pavel to take the mic. Take it away, Pavel.
Thank you, Gabriel. Let me quickly share my screen here. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
All right, great. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. So thank you, Gabriel, once again. And hello, everybody. I'm Pavel Kabir. I'm a product manager and software engineer at Velixo team. And I'm truly excited and honored to present Velixo 6's new key features in more detail to you today. I always like to repeat that our ultimate goal is to make Acumatica reporting both easy and powerful. This is woven into everything Velixo delivered so far. So I see it as my task today to showcase the new features to you in a realistic scenario so that you can see for yourself how they can make your own reporting life easier. So I would propose to first focus on one of our clients' favorite features of Velixo, the report distribution. And for those of you who are not yet familiar with the feature, I'll do just a 1-minute refresher. So let me open my sample report. It's a sample profit and loss statement. And as you can see, it has a branch name, named range, report parameter. Now, as you recall, with Velixo, we can change this value on the fly and see the updated figures from Acumatica really quickly. Like so. I can select another branch and see the updated values again. Velixo's distribution list feature makes this file a template, essentially. So in this example, it does the following line by line. So it selects just the P&L tab from the current file. It intends to email it to this ceo@velixo.com email address. And for the branch name parameter we just saw, it will substitute the value that I put here in the branch name custom column of the distribution template. So CEO will receive a consolidated report. The head of the Eastern branch will receive a report for Services East, and the head of the Western branch will receive a report for Services West. Let's verify. I'll click Distribute All on the Acumatica toolbar, wait for the calculation to finish. Okay, it processed successfully. And in the drafts folder of my Microsoft Outlook application, I indeed see that west@velixo.com receives a one-page report for Services West. East@velixo.com receives a one-page report for Services East. And the CEO receives a consolidated statement, like so. So this was our refresher. And this is the distribution feature you know and love. What would you do, however, if the CEO additionally requested to see a per branch report too? And most importantly, all within the same file. So far, it has not been possible. Your best bet would be to take this line and copy it twice for the CEO and change the report parameters to Services East and Services West. So that would be 3 lines for the CEO in total. But the problem is it will generate 3 separate emails with 3 separate files, not one file as they expected. So in other words, so far, when running report distribution, a given tab in the source file, like the P&L tab in our example, could only produce exactly one tab in the resulting file, no more. And I'm excited to say that this limitation has been mitigated. Enter the blueprints feature. It enables you, by leveraging a special syntax for tab selection, to generate multiple tabs in the resulting file from just one tab in the source file. Let's see how it works. So here I have my distribution list, just for the CEO this time. And I'll make use of the new blueprints feature here. So to indicate that P&L worksheet will serve as a blueprint for generating multiple tabs in the resulting file, I'll specify a pair of square brackets and say that this blueprint is going to substitute into the branch name worksheet level name range. So, to recall, right here. As for the values of the branch name, I will enter them as previously into this custom column called branch name, but now I will be entering multiple values separated by a hash symbol, like so. So I'll enter consolidated, hash, Services East, hash, and Services West. Okay. And now when I click distribute all and wait for the calculation to finish, opening Microsoft Outlook, we see just one email for ceo@velixo.com with just one file inside. But inside that file, there are 3 worksheets generated from the blueprint, one for Services West, one for Services East, and one consolidated, just as we expected. So that's the gist of it. To sum up, the blueprint feature brings essentially a second depth dimension to report distribution. Now, not only can a report file serve as a template for multiple reports, but also one tab in the source file can produce multiple tabs in each of the resulting files during report distribution. It's one template to rule them all. Another funky feature of Velixo 6's report distribution is the ability to include Excel ranges directly into the email body. Not as an attachment, mind you, but into the email itself. So let's see how it works. Let's say I want to email just this section to the CFO of our company, and I want to do so without any attachments whatsoever. Now I can leverage the new format called none, which means no attachments. I intend to email it to cfo@velixo.com, and I can use the new special syntax for email body. Previously, you could only write text here, but now you can say hash, take the P&L worksheet, and from that worksheet, take the value of the summary named range. Let's click distribute all. It processed successfully. And indeed, we see a new email for cfo@velixo.com. And lo and behold, no attachments, and the range, the named range that was specified, is included directly into the email. So it's very convenient. The next big theme of Velixo 6 is making your reports more dynamic than ever. Both improvements I'll talk about in this section deal with visual cleanliness and avoiding the clutter of unnecessary zero balance rows in your reports. The first one will be especially helpful when building trial balances. It includes two brand new functions named Accounts with History and Accounts and Subaccounts with History. Let's look, for example, at how the first one works. Here I have a sample trial balance report, which makes use of the Accounts with History function in its first column. For those of you who are already familiar with our expand account range function from Velixo 5, this one is quite similar. It simply returns a list of accounts as a dynamic array, but it does so smartly. It will only ever return those accounts which have activity in the specified period range. This includes a non-zero beginning balance, or a non-zero debit turnover, or a non-zero credit turnover, or a non-zero ending balance, or any combination thereof. So basically, it excludes those accounts that have all four zeros here. So for this report, it means that even as we change its parameters, for example, from the actual ledger to the budget ledger, see, no rows with all four zeros remain. There is always a balance or activity or both. And similarly, change back to actual, but I'll change the branch to Services East, for example. Again, you see, there are no empty rows in the report. And just as it happens, there is one more way towards the same goal for getting rid of zero rows in your reports. And this is the new auto hide feature of Velixo 6. The best way to appreciate it is, again, to see it in action. Take a look at this cash flow statement, for example. You can notice that there are quite a few zero rows in this report. Those zeros in many cases can add a lot of visual clutter to your statements and consume unnecessary paper as well. And many of you might already be familiar with Velixo's Hide Zero Rows feature. It allows you to select a column or a table with the amounts, press Hide Zero Rows, and those rows which contain zeros in them will become hidden, like so. There has always been like a slight inconvenience though. Let's see what happens if I change the financial period, or rather financial year, to another one. See, somehow a new zero row has appeared here. And what's more important, those rows that were hidden with the previous parameter value have stayed hidden, which means that even if the amounts in them became non-zero after changing the reporting period, they are still hidden. And to work around this limitation, previously you had to press unhide all, select the same range again, and apply hide 0 rows one more time. And you had to do it every time you changed the report value. So when you told us, hey, Velixo, it's a shame we need to do this all the time. Can we automate this? We embarked on a journey to find out. And the result is called the auto hide 0 rows feature. It works quite similarly. Once again, you select a range to control, a table or a column, locate a slightly different button under the dropdown called auto hide on hide rows in selected range. You press it, and 0 rows are gone. Just like the old feature did. So what's the difference, you'll ask? The difference is the previous inconveniences are gone. The algorithm is smart and it will now work behind the scene upon every report recalculation, in particular, after you change the reporting period. So let me change it again to 2015. See, for a split second, there was a 0 row here, but it's gone now. I can change it to something else. Once again, it does two things upon every recalculation. First, it checks whether any of the rows became 0 after the recalculation and automatically hides them. Second, it also checks whether any of the previously hidden rows have become non-zero and automatically unhides them. This completely mitigates the need for any manual operations with 0 rows upon refresh. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me present the true gem. Velixo 6 has improved general ledger reporting flexibility. For the first time ever, our users are not restricted by financial period boundaries. We are now able to report balances and turnovers as of any calendar date whatsoever. Mid-month reporting, no problem. Weekly changes in account balances, you got it. Sales revenue for December the 24th, nothing easier. As of today, this is an exclusive feature of Velixo. You're not going to find it anywhere else. What's more, we now offer provisional GL reporting, which allows you to optionally include unposted GL balances in your formulas. And let's look at the unposted balances first. Here is a slightly modified profit and loss statement that you've already seen, where the formulas are changed to leverage the new formulas argument, which is called include unposted. It is present in every GL balance and turnover formula in Velixo 6. And by the way, it defaults to posted only. So all your previously built reports will continue working as they did. So don't worry about this. But now you are able to specify a new value for this argument, either unposted only or posted and unposted, which means that suddenly these functions will also return balances from balanced but not posted GL batches. And in this report, I can control it with a single click. So as an example, I have created a balanced but unposted sales transaction in Acumatica, which records a sales revenue of $300,000 on the last day of December. So you can imagine it should make a lot of difference here. And observe this net sales cell. When I click the include unposted balances checkbox, it will flip the include unposted argument from posted only to both posted and unposted, like so. See, there is a difference of precisely $300,000. And this is a good example of why provisional reporting can be useful. Look how significantly my profit margin changes. And since quite often we have a good reason to believe that balanced batches will be posted eventually, this provisional reporting can make a big difference in figures indeed. Finally, I want to show you a really cool example of leveraging the date-based reporting feature of Velixo 6. See, in the leftmost column of the sheet, I have a sequence of dates which indicate the first day of the corresponding week, 14 in total. for approximately the first quarter of the year. And let's calculate the sales revenue account turnover per week. We'll do it this way. We'll use the account turnover Velixo function for the demo connection. For the actual ledger, we'll include every account class. We're interested in just the sales revenue account, all subaccounts, all branches. And for the from argument, we'll specify not a financial period, but a date, the one residing in the corresponding cell A3. And for the to argument, again, instead of a financial period, we'll use the week's end, A3 plus 6, like so. So here is a weekly turnover amount. We can copy it down and boom, weekly sales reporting with Velixo. To wrap up, Velixo 6 delivers improvements in 3 key areas: the report distribution, dynamic report updates, and GL reporting flexibility. Now, because of the format of our meeting, we've barely scratched the surface really of these features. And I'm definitely looking forward to see what you, our customers, will achieve and invent using this new functionality. And by the way, that's not all. Gabriel will have more exciting news to tell you about Velixo 6, while I, Pavel Kabir, thank you for your attention. See you next time.
Hey, thanks a lot, Pavel. Is everyone pumped by the new Velixo release? It's very impressive. There's even more in Velixo 6, and while we can't show you everything today, I'd like to mention some of the highlights. If you're using single sign-on, you will notice that we are now using your default browser to log in. In the previous release, you always had to re-enter your credentials, so this should make the user experience much better. For people running Velixo in multi-user environments, Citrix Terminal Services, we now support per machine installation. So this is something that IT administrators and larger organizations will truly appreciate. You might have noticed that the IntelliSense, that is the little window that we show you when we type functions, has changed since the last release. So Pavel built a number of functions. And one of the things that we added in Velixo 6 is the ability to show you account codes, project IDs, inquiry names, field names when you're building functions. So IntelliSense now suggests possible values as you type the formula. Speaking of formulas, we have a set of new functions that are all documented on support.velixo.com. These functions will help make your reports even better. So take a look at functions like COLLATE, text split, and there's actually a lot more. You'll find information on all the new functions by looking at the Velixo blog at blog.velixo.com. Finally, we have a few enhancements in writeback. So project budget forecast may now be updated by using the writeback feature, and we've added a tax transaction support for GL writeback. The Velixo 6 update will start rolling out to customers later this month. When the update becomes available, you will receive an in-application update notification, a window quite similar to what you're seeing right now. If you are using single sign-on to connect to Acumatica from Excel, please update the customization project that we provided you earlier and that contains the inquiries and extensions used by the product. If you don't upgrade the customization project, you will receive a warning on login. You can do that right away if you'd like, even if you have not already upgraded to Velixo 6, just go to velixo.com/customization. Users that connect with their Acumatica username and password will simply be prompted to update the inquiries, just like the first time you logged into Acumatica from Velixo. So no additional action needed if you're using a standard username and password to connect. Finally, just a reminder for people that are upgrading their Acumatica releases. We get questions around that once in a while. Just to let you know that we have a page on our website that explains the upgrade process as it relates to Velixo. So if your team is migrating from an older version of Acumatica to the current version, take a look at velixo.com/upgrade for more information. Before we end, there's one more thing that we'd like to show you. I'm very excited to make this announcement. Velixo is going cross-platform. That's right, you can now use Velixo on Mac and also Velixo on Excel Online from any web browser. We're calling this product Velixo NX, which stands for Next Generation. I'd like to open Excel on my Mac and show you how that looks. So let me stop sharing here. Click share again. Perfect. So I will open Excel on my Mac and open my favorite spreadsheet, the RapidByte demonstration file. So right here, you can see the Velixo icon. Yay! Velixo now works on my Mac. So let's open and take a look. So I will click refresh all to refresh the data as I would from my Windows computer. And everything refreshes. It's very quick. Let's change the branch. That works as well. And finally, let's try drilling down. So I will click on my total expenses, go to the analysis tab, and it's drill down. And this brings up my drill down tab. So just like it works on Excel for Windows, let's simply click here on view transactions. I want to take a look at my travel expenses. So we can quickly confirm that the amount that we see here matches what we have in Excel, and even drill down to the original document. So for new Acumatica users, people that are just getting started with Velixo, we have a feature called Smart Drill Down that lets you click on any line in your spreadsheet and that then get all the way back to the original documents and transactions in your Acumatica system. So you can quickly verify that the expense for the Hilton Hotel that you see in your profit and loss matches what you have in Acumatica. So this is this line right here. And if I click on the P&L, it takes me back precisely and exactly where this line originated from. So this is in preview mode at this point, but early adopters can try it out already. If you have a Mac with Excel 365 installed, you can go to the Office add-in store and get started. What we have today are the base financial functions with drill down. So anything that is part of our standard RapidByte example works with Velixo on Mac and Excel Online. Generic inquiries, projects, and write-back support will be added later this year, but still this is a great start, and we're really pushing Velixo forward with this new enhancement. So let's try the same thing on Excel Online. Again, another good example of what's possible. I always forget the URL. Hopefully, yep, found it. So right now I'm about to open a file in my web browser. So the same file that we're looking at earlier in Excel for Mac. And I can also click refresh. Everything will refresh just like it did on my Mac. And again, I can change the branch, or I could look at a different financial period and you'll see that the data refreshes. This is something that we've been working on for the last 2 years. So this is a massive investment and we have lots of ideas and things that we want to achieve with Velixo NX. Like the first step is what we're seeing today. And this brings Velixo support to Macs and Excel Online. Once again, this is in preview mode and available in the Office add-in store, so right from Microsoft Excel. And we also have a page on our website that will provide instructions and more details on Velixo NX.